Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 29th episode of Visioncon Spotlight, your in-depth look at the nerds you love. I'm your host, Zach Wilson. You didn't come here to see me today. You came to meet the woman of the hour. She's the founder and owner of an incredible theater company that is bringing the majesty of Broadway right here to the Midwest. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the one, the only, Paige Rogers, owner of Small Umbrella Theater Company. Paige, how are we doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Dandy as candy, Paige. Those of you who know me back home, I absolutely adore theater. So I'm really excited to talk about this.
Oh, good. I am too. I'm excited to talk about it.
So a quick disclosure to everybody watching right now. I had the honor of attending one of your inaugural showings through my other job, not the one with Visioncon, but my other job with the Drew Lewis Foundation. And I want all the cards on the table, Paige. I initially went because, it's a free theater, I get to attend a free theater production. I mean, yeah, it could suck and I wouldn't care. But, oh my God, you blew me away to the point that I tracked you down and I had to insist that you were on the show.
Well, good. I'm glad. That's what those previews were for, though. They were for to bring people from the community and to be like, this is who we are. This is what we want to do. And so I was just overjoyed when you stayed and talked to me afterwards about it.
Well, you certainly knocked it out of the park. And that actually kind of perfectly segues my way into what I talk about first. I want to hear about the origin story of Small Umbrella Theater Company.
Yeah. So I'm from Springfield, Missouri. I was born and raised here. I went to Drury University, which is where our show is currently being shown. And after Drury, my husband and I, we moved to Portland, Oregon, where I went to acting school. And then he got the theater bug and we did professional theater out there for 6 years. And sadly, when COVID hit, our day jobs were gone. Our art jobs dried up. And my husband's father was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And so we decided as a family, it was time to move back to Springfield to be with him. And then unfortunately, within that month of being back last October, he passed away from COVID. And we hit a really low point. I didn't know what I was going to do. I'd been doing theater. I'd been doing the hustle. And all of a sudden, I was lost. And I have always loved the story of Little Women. And I loved the musical. So I started just daydreaming about how would I do this, not thinking I would ever be doing this. And Joe, who's also the co-founder and my husband, he listened to the soundtrack one day. And if you know the novel and the story, Joe falls in love under a small umbrella. And so he came home that day and handed me a small umbrella and said, it's time for us to create again. And that's and we were like, okay, I guess this is what we're going to do. And we hustled, we raised the money, we talked about, what was important for us in doing theater and what makes us different and what we could do, all the wonderful things we learned away, what we could bring back to this community that's already bursting with so much art, and how can we give back to a community we really love. So that was how it all came to be.
And if I was wearing a hat, I would at least take it off to you, because starting your own theater company and really being successful in anything art related is already sometimes difficult, with the market being, very saturated. But the fact that you were able to not only make a successful theater company in today's time, but also in the midst of a pandemic, you were able to make a theater company not only viable, but successful, is a testament to your own tenacity.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't easy. It has not been an easy ride by any means, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. And we came in knowing we constantly thought about, okay, if this gets thrown at us, what's the next plan? And that's also, one of the reasons, even from the beginning, in the theater, it seats like 249 people. Well, we were like, we're just going to cut that down, and only 100 at most are allowed into the space because we want to keep everyone safe as possible. That was a high priority for us.
Totally. Well, you kind of already mentioned the show, but I do want to next spotlight it because, and full disclosure, everyone, I know that I claimed that I was a huge theater fan, and I am, but you might be a little surprised when I tell you that I have never seen Little Women until recently when I attended your guys' production. And I had a lot of people going in, and even someone that I had watched it with warned me that I would most likely cry, which admittedly is not a hard thing to accomplish. But to say that I cried would be an understatement because, ladies and gentlemen, I cried not once, not twice, but 3 times while attending Small Umbrella Theater Company's production of Little Women. So I wanted to next ask you what shows you are currently showing and where can they be found and where can tickets be bought?
Yeah, so we're currently doing Little Women for the next 3 weekends. We're running it until August 28th. Our ticketing is actually connected to one of our values, which is we believe theater should be accessible to all. So it's pay what you will, which means that if you can give a 5, you can give a 10, you get a 20. We don't care. We just want you to come. So you can get tickets online at smallumbrellatheatercompany.org. And that is the best way to get them. But we're running until the 28th. We got 3 more weeks, and we're just excited to bring more people in to experience this show with them.
And just for those of you at home that think maybe, perhaps I'm filling Paige with sycophancies and I didn't actually care for the show, the next and final picture in the slideshow is my actual calling card and cast list that I went back after getting into my car and asked for the entire cast to sign. Which I honestly thought the stagehand at the door that I went to would say no, but they were so sweet. And that's also a testament to the staff that you have is just, you are genuinely bringing the greatest parts of Broadway, be it the amazing performances, the riveting musicals, just the captivating visuals, but making it so accessible to us here in the Midwest, perhaps us that cannot afford Broadway cost, but still want to enjoy Broadway level production.
And it's funny, you mentioned the stagehand. That's Joe. So he's actually the co-founder. And he also hustles backstage. We're hustling that much. So he is also the co-founder of our company. So he was very excited to do that for you.
I am so glad. And excuse me for calling him a stagehand.
He is a stagehand. He's the stage manager. He does all that.
So I don't have to fit my entire foot in my mouth.
No.
Got it. So I was curious to ask, what exactly sets your theater company apart from some of the other ones that people might frequent?
Yeah. So we pick our shows based off of 3 values. And the first is we prioritize women and underrepresented folks in our storytelling and in roles and off stage. So that also depicts what shows we're choosing to produce. The second is we believe theater should be accessible to all, which I kind of talked about, but that means all of our performances are pay what you will so that anyone who wants to come in can see a show. And the third is that we believe artists should be paid. So we hustled and raised enough money that everyone involved in this production is being paid a stipend. So that's our biggest thing that we come with. We try to, all of our women are designers, we have a lot of women involved, and it's just been a beautiful production in that sense.
And how exactly can people get involved in your theater company, be it maybe as stagehands, musicians, actors and actresses, any other job?
Yeah, so at the end of the run on August 28th, we'll be announcing our next big adventure. We got a lot of things planned coming up. And with that, we'll be announcing our auditions, which will be next January if you're interested in being an actor with us. You can also email me. I love to meet up with artists and just go have coffee and be like, what are you into? What do you like to do? We just put out a call for artists on our Facebook. If you go to Small Umbrella Theater Company on our Facebook, you'll see an email, which is my email, which is paige.rogers@smallumbrellatheatercompany.org. And you can just be like, hey, I love to scenic paint, or hey, I want to do this. And I'll be like, let's go get coffee and tell me what you want to do. And let's see if we can make it work.
Informal yet practical. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we wrap things up, Paige, where can people either find out more about Small Umbrella Theater Company, get in contact with you guys, or just check out the day-to-day stuff that you guys post?
Yeah, we're on Instagram with Small Umbrella Theater Company. We're also on TikTok if you're into that. We're trying to venture into that, which has been fun. We also have our Facebook, which is Small Umbrella Theater Company, and of course, our website, smallumbrellatheatercompany.org. And you'll see on that too my email. And I just love to get to know artists. So even if you're like, hey, I haven't done theater in a long time, but I'm just interested on like what you're up to, or I support your values, how can I get involved? That's been one of the most wonderful parts of this, is meeting all these new incredible people who share the same values that we do.
Excellent. Guys, I cannot recommend attending small umbrella theater companies productions enough. I am definitely going to attend at least one more showing of Little Women, and then definitely coming back for you guys' next production. But please do yourself a favor and check them out. And with that said, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 29 of Visioncon Spotlight. Before we wrap things up, Paige, are there any final thoughts to leave us on? Sage-like wisdom. Anything at all?
I just want to thank you for reaching out to me and for connecting me with all these new artists that your show will be connecting us with. And I just want to keep encouraging women artists to continue supporting each other. And I'm here for y'all. So if you're like feeling low and you want a woman artist in the room, connect with me and I'm here for you. So I want to continue giving back to the community the best I can as well.
A sentiment you and I share. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 29 of Visioncon Spotlight. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm your host, Zach Wilson, but much more importantly, this has been my very special guest, Paige Rogers. Make sure to check out all the links down the description box below, guys. And until next time, always remember that life's better when you have friends to share it with.